We'd like to welcome in Jags Pro Bowl quarterback and brand new dad, Trevor Lawrence. Are you getting any sleep lately, my friend?
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, starting to now. She slept good last night, so she's getting longer and longer stretches. So we're getting used to it.
Little baby Shay, congratulations to you and Marissa.
Thanks, babe.
Paint the picture of life as a dad for Trevor Lawrence.
It's awesome. I mean, just holding my little girl and looking at her, it's crazy feeling, pretty surreal. Just she's growing so fast, changing, starting to like see what's going on, and I think starting to understand a little bit. So it's cool holding her, and she's starting to smile. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, she's adorable. How was she? You got to hold her. Are you changing diapers with one hand? You had the shoulders thing. Like, how did
I'm
that
good
go?
now. I got out of my sling 3 weeks ago, so I'm starting to be able to do more. Rehab's going along well, and I can hold her with two hands. I'm on full diaper duty now, which is a lot. I didn't realize I never changed a diaper before we had Shay, so I didn't realize how much you have to change their diapers.
Who taught you how to change a diaper? Was it Marissa?
Marissa. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty simple. I was kind of like intimidated at first. It's super simple though. It's pretty easy.
I love it. I'm sure you didn't think that's what we'd be talking about in this interview, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm
No,
glad
it's
to hear
great.
you're
I love
feeling
it.
better though.
Yeah.
How like the recovery process? Where are you
It's going
in
well.
that
Like I said, I got the
process?
sling off 3 weeks. I was 6 weeks in the sling, been out for 3 weeks. So I'm going on week 10. And it's feeling a lot better. It'll be a little bit more work to do, build some strength, get some range of motion. But I'm on my way. It's feeling a lot better than it was, in that sling.
Speaking of shoulder, I want to show you one of my favorite plays from this year, and it's a little shoulder fake. Okay, this thing of beauty, 85-yard strike to a rookie sensation, Brian Thomas Jr. Can you walk me through this play?
Yeah, just BT being faster than everybody else right there to go score. No, we had it was a slot fade with a hitch on the outside, and they were in three deep, and you see the corner up top. He settles his feet for a second, so he's supposed to be the deep third guy. Supposed to probably just have to throw the hitch outside, but he kind of settled his feet, and it's something we've done against the Colts a few times. But we did it to Christian or with Christian the year before, and scored on
Yeah.
it. So we hit him twice on it.
I feel like you need to take some credit, Trevor. You baited him. Can you take a little credit?
A little bit. I'll take a little bit, but he's Brian's the one that went and scored. I didn't expect that to be an 80 whatever yard touchdown.
I like that you put so much love on him. He's a star, one of four rookies in the Super Bowl era to record over 1,100 receiving yards and 10 Dutch touchdowns. He joins Odell, Jamar Chase, and Randy Moss. That is crazy company. I want you to tell me the specific moment, whether it was in the tape room, in a training and practice, whatever, that you sort of were convinced, oh man, he's a superstar.
Yeah, I've had a couple different moments. So our first practice together in OTAs, he made some crazy plays. I threw a fade and he just snagged it with one hand, just casual. Like ball skills were ridiculous. I could see all that right away, and he's so fast and but it doesn't look like he's running hard. He's one of the smoothest guys I've seen, definitely played with. Um, and then so that as OTAs, and it seemed like the beginning of training camp, we got off to kind of a slow start. It was just for whatever reason, it seemed like the ball kind of just kept going everywhere else, and we're kind of struggling to get him involved. And then when we did joint practices with Tampa here in camp, I mean, he just blew everybody away. I mean, he was running down the field. We were throwing him bombs like post, these divide routes, everything over the top. He's just running past everybody. And I think that's when you saw a lot of his competitiveness pop and come out. And then obviously when we played the Chiefs in the preseason, he made a huge play on the sideline on a go
Mm.
around. We were all standing there. A lot of the guys had come out of the game, but he was getting a few more reps, and we were all standing there and watched him make this crazy catch on the sideline, and he was getting hype. And to see his competitiveness, because he's a more quiet guy, but to see him come alive and see that fire, I think was really cool to see.
And now we got to just keep bringing the weapons in. And I'm excited to talk about it. It's such like an unusual time for you. Like being a new dad flips your life upside down, I imagine. And then there's so much change. You guys are still looking for the GM. You have the new coach. I do want to say, like, three head coaches and four play callers throughout your young career. you handle yourself very, very well. And I don't think you get enough credit for that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I just try to stay the
It's a
same.
lot.
I've had a very kind of crazy journey, and like you said, a lot of different coaches and staff so far in my career. And I think my rookie year was so wild that it helped prepare me for when things do change or some adversity. It happens, and obviously, I don't want to. I'd love for things to stay consistent and be stable from here on out. That's the goal, and I like everything we have in place so far, and Coach Cohen and the whole staff that he's brought in so far. So I'm really excited and optimistic about the future. And as far as the past, I think just trying to continue to learn and get better every year.
Yeah.
Don't let those things go to waste.
I know you're a man of faith. What is the goodness? Like despite all of this adversity that's mostly out of your control, what is the good that you pull out of that? Like, what is the lesson in that maybe is helpful or good?
That's a good question. I think for all of us, it's learning, right? I mean, you learn a lot through the good and the bad, but I think through the bad, usually more than the good, to be honest. You learn more and more about yourself, about our team, about different, people in the building. You see a different side of them through adversity. In 22, when we all came together, it's my second year, the first year with the new staff, a bunch of free agents. We were all kind of figuring it out, and we ended up finishing the year really strong and having a good year. And I think sometimes you learn more though after the next year when we started off really strong and then finished the year poorly and missed the playoffs. And you kind of learn more through those times than the good, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. So you learn a lot about yourself, and you got to take inventory. And we all have a part in this, right? We all have accountability, and it's obviously disappointing when the season went the way it did. And I think we all have to own our part, and you can't put the blame on anybody else. I know for me, um, there's times where I wish I played better, and I had some bad games, and I was hurt and not able to play the full season. So I take some accountability for that, and for what I wasn't able to do for the team and help the team out. So I know moving forward, certain goals I have, and kind of that hunger to get back and to be the player I know I can be, and to be healthy and to be here for my team. I think it kind of relights that fire in you when you have some adversity and when you struggle and everyone starts to kind of count you out and
Mm-hmm.
kind of look past you. I think you that kind of reignites a little bit of that drive to get back to the player you can be.
It'll make the win, the ultimate win, whatever your goal is. I'm assuming it's a Super Bowl. It'll make
No
it that
doubt.
much sweeter. You keep talking about fire, and your receiver has it, you have it. Let's get into Liam Cohen here. I would love to know where and when and what that first meeting was like.
It's been so I talked to him before he actually was here doing his interviews and stuff, or not interviews, his press conference and stuff. I talked to him on the phone, and just his energy, I could hear it immediately. And then obviously meeting him here, we've spent some more extended time together now, and just his energy. He's passionate. He has this drive to win, to have success. Obviously, this is his first head coaching gig, and he has a lot to prove. And um, I think to see what he's done in his past as a play caller with a lot of different quarterbacks, a lot of different types
Yeah.
of quarterbacks too, at college, the NFL level. Obviously, what he did with the Bucs last year, I'm really excited just from a football perspective of the scheme, the offense we're going to run. How he sets everything up, the run game. I'm just really, really excited for that. But then the leader, the energy. He's a younger guy. I think just the juice he's going to bring into the building and the staff he hired it's a good mix. We have a lot of young coaches, but we also have some veteran, older guys that have been doing it for a long time that are experienced. I think he's done a really nice job assembling the staff, and personality wise, I love the guys that he's gotten. As far as Grant and Spence, OC and quarterback coach, and everybody else that I've met has been great.
What do you need from him? If you're like narrow it down to one thing, like you went right to play calling. Is it that? Like, what's the thing that if you could just set him on a path to say, this is what I need from you? What is that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the play calling is super important. I think being a head coach, there's a lot more to it than that, though. Obviously, that's one side of the ball, and he's responsible for that as far as our plan. And then when the game starts, he's going to be the one calling it. So, of course, that's important. But I think just from the leadership perspective, having that energy day in, day out is something that I think our team needs. We've been through a lot. The last two seasons have been um, not what we expected after what we did, 2 years ago. And I think this team just needs some juice. And I know he's going to bring that. And as players, I'm ready to lead and bring that as well, because we all have to buy in, right? We have to buy into what he's doing, the culture he's trying to set, or we don't have a shot. So that's our responsibility, is to buy into what he wants us to be and the identity we want to have as a team, and take it and run with it. Because at the end of the day, players play, and scheme is important. And obviously there's some things that we can do there to set us up, but players have to take it and believe in it. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just that belief. And I know for me and a lot of guys I've talked to, we're fully bought in and just excited for April to get here and to start.
I love that. It keeps coming back to fire and juice and energy. Is that the biggest difference in scheme you've noticed so far? I'm so happy for you.
In the scheme, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What's the
think,
biggest difference in scheme you've noticed so far?
just the run game. It's just obviously there's going to be a lot of changes in, verbiage and terminology and all those things. And the system is different, but I think the run game and how it's built off that. And I think just his knowledge of how to set up the run game with the play action screens, and then obviously you mix in your drop backs and your shots downfield. But I think the plan there, I'm really excited about how he's going to set it up, and how we're going to game plan. And I feel really good with the staff we have. Honestly, Grant seems really, really smart. I've spent a little bit of time with him now, not a ton, but he just seems really smart, and like he's going to be able to really supplement and help Liam out, as much as he needs to. And he's another mind
Mhm.
and sounding board, and so many guys that are experienced and can really pour into make it a collaborative process. It's not just one guy doing what he thinks is best. It's a bunch of different minds, including myself, and trying to come up with the best plan for us.
Yeah, Grant coming over from that Kevin O'Connell tree. I like this for you quite a bit. I feel like I'm going to look back at this interview and in 7 months, and just that smile that you have is incredible. You're going through all this change. You're having a baby. Your shoulder's in a sling. Not the season you guys wanted, and then your coach gets fired, Doug Pederson. Did you know? Were you surprised by that? Did you know that was happening? Take me back to that moment.
Yeah, definitely crazy finish to the year. It was disappointing of, like I said, the way we finished. And obviously, coach came in my second year, and like I said, it was a mess here. And we had a lot of stuff to get back on track, as far as just, players, culture, just energy, kind of like what I'm saying now. And it's different
Mhm.
situation. It was different 3 years ago, and coach did a great job of coming in and being the guy we needed for the time. And I have a lot of respect and appreciation for Coach Peterson, what he's done for me, and the belief he showed in me. And he helped me kind of get my confidence back after a shaky first year. So yeah, I mean, and then like I said, after the year we had together the first year, the second year didn't finish the way we wanted. But going into this third year, this past season, no one thought it was going to go that way. We were really excited. We had a good team. Obviously we had a new D coordinator, all these things, and everything was positive, and we were all really excited. And obviously it just didn't go well. And that's a mix of a lot of things. Like I said, everybody has their part, and everyone has to take the accountability. But yeah, I was surprised. I don't know about surprise, just because this is a results business, and it's
Mhm.
unfortunate how the season went, and they decided to move on from coach, and here we are now. But of course, the personal side and the relationship I have with coach, disappointed that that's I'm not gonna get to work with him anymore. It's a guy you build a relationship with, and but we still we touch base after, and we're gonna stay in touch. And like I said, that respect is always gonna be there. And very excited for the future, though. At this league, you gotta move on, and you gotta kind of wrap your head around what's next, and
Mhm.
jump on board with it. And I'm really excited for Coach Cohen, genuinely. So I'm excited.
I'm glad that you're excited. I mean, there were these rumors and reports last week that you're trying to just decide between Huggies and Pampers, and then the internet decides that the Steelers wanted to trade for you. What did you think of that?
That's funny. I didn't really see anything. My agent texted me and was like, "Hey, this is a." I did, and then of course I saw it after. He texted me and said, "Hey, this is a report that's out there. I don't think there's anything to it, but I'll check into it." So I saw it, and it's funny though. When he sent it to me, I was like, I wouldn't say your heart drops, but you're kind of like, what? Like you think, and then I'm like thinking about, like, well, I can't even get. I have a no trade clause in my contract, so
Mhm.
I would know about it if I was getting traded, or if that was something that was going to happen. I'd have to be on board with it. So, which I'm not. I'm happy here in Jacksonville. I plan on,
Yeah.
we want to win a Super Bowl here, and I think we can do that. And I don't want to leave Jacksonville, so I'm happy here. Obviously, not going to Pittsburgh.
Who's the person, since you don't have a GM right now, who's the person that calls your agent? What did they say? Like, that's such a crazy moment.
I can't remember. I think I think my agent reached out to Adam Schefter and was just like, "Hey, you heard anything about this?" Because you're right, because we don't have a GM, and
Yeah, like who?
Liam texted me actually, I guess the day after it came out, and Liam said, "Shouldn't even have to say this, but that's not coming from us." And I was like, "Yeah, I figured." So we're all we're all good. He didn't even have to send that. I didn't. There was no doubt on my side, but
Well, the Jags didn't
that's
want don't
actually
want to
cleared it
lose
up.
you, but that's not, the Steelers might have wanted you. Is that, does that, so that story was totally not true? They didn't
I have
want
no
you?
idea. I know that we weren't involved in conversations about that as far as Jacksonville goes. I don't know about the Steelers'
Okay.
desires and wants, or I don't
You really
know.
don't know? That's crazy. I would need to know. A
Uh,
Hall of Fame coach named Mike Tomlin is potentially doing like a hard inquiry on you. You don't care? You don't know?
I like Coach Tomlin. He's a good guy, but no,
Oh yeah.
I'm set here. I like I said, we love Jacksonville. This is home for us, and there's a lot
Yeah.
more on the football side that we've yet to accomplish here, and I'm excited about what we're building. The future's very bright, and I want to be the
Oh,
guy here for a long time.
Trevor, what are you building? Because there's not a GM. The combine's next week. Are you going to Indy? Are you going to go to St. Elmo's and do the
I'm not.
horseradish cocktail sauce thing? Like,
I've
who's
done
making
that
these decisions?
when we play in Indy. I do that. We'll have somebody. I'm confident in that. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Are you involved? You want to be involved. I know that. How involved are you in the GM search, in personnel stuff? Like, what's
I'm
up?
not. I'm not involved. I'm not involved in any of that. I know obviously there's interviews happening, but none of the GM stuff. I'm not involved in any of that, and I think it's better that way. There has to be some separation, right, from player, and that's they have a different role. They have a different job to do. But of course, when I'm at personnel wise, when I'm asked, I have a good feel on people that are here. You know, guys that I have good chemistry or good rapport with, and
Mhm.
that they're obviously they ask me. New staff's coming in. They've asked me about different things and my kind of pulse on the team. But as
Great.
far as the GM stuff, I'm not I'm not involved in any of that.
We got to get you to Indeed. Are you interested in somebody named Shmi Schmiggins? I heard you are. I mean, I can help broker. I can help broker that
uh,
deal. How great would
T is
that be?
great. I'm sure. Who knows what's going to happen? T's awesome. We have a history for sure. So that guy is, no matter where he goes. Obviously, I'd love to be thrown to him again, but no matter where he goes, he's going to be a star. He already is, and I know Cincinnati wants to keep him. So Joe's been putting the pressure on him over there in the
You got to
front office.
recruit
So we'll see what
Trevor. You got to.
happens.
What's your best pitch? You got to recruit him.
What's my best pitch?
Yeah.
Well, I think he would. Obviously, I'm sure he's got the relationship with Joe. Like, if everything goes well, I'm sure he wouldn't want to leave. But if that wasn't the case, I think I would definitely be up next as far as T and our relationship and what we've done in the past. And we played together for 2 years, had a lot of success in college,
Mhm.
and we could definitely do that again. And Jacksonville, I think Jacksonville is a pitch in and of itself as far as a place to live. You're in Florida, no state income tax.
That's all you
There's a
had
lot
to
of good
say. That's
things.
it. That's it.
A lot of
Drop the
good
mic. Just
things.
T, are you listening? No, go get broke off and no income tax. That is the vibe. And do you think he'd be a good babysitter for Shay?
I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not. But
Wow.
he'd have to. We have a very specific regimen in our house, which I've learned is super important for babies. Routine. I
Yes.
didn't know that at first, so we got to keep her on it.
I love where you are right now. I cannot wait for you to write the rest of the story, the next chapter. It all starts now. I'll see you in Indy scouting linebackers, apparently.
I'll be out there. I'll be in my mustache and glasses disguise. So, all right, Kay. Thanks for
Bye.
having me.
Great to see you. Thank you for the time. Appreciate you, and good luck with free agency, the GM search, all of the things. We love Trevor Lawrence here on the program.